the food consumed by served by the typhoid Mary got typhoid fever. That is the only thing, and evidence on the medical record says that is a carrier stage. They won't suffer, but they will go on transmit the disease.
So, sir, do you mean to say that they don't suffer? That's all right, but then if you test their throat swabs, they wouldn't even test positive. Is that likely?
Yeah, but sometimes sometimes they may show negative, but they will transmit the infection. They may harbor the agents, I mean the virus or the bacteria, and sometimes it is very difficult to find it in a test to prove that is a positive.
So now that you have arrived at this conclusion, sir, what would be your follow-up action?
The follow-up action is what the government today took. Our chief secretary has convened a meeting, and because of the situation arise in some of the schools where the nearby Bhattacharya closed, and knowing that, and we have informed that there is no need of panic, and the teachers and parents and the education department should take it in a full swing that no schools should be closed. For any child or any student, if you have their signs and symptoms of H1N1, the students should be admitted in a hospital or should be tested by a medical person. Unless and otherwise it is proved that no need of a panic, and closing of the schools is not warranted now at this juncture.
Right. Dr. Ilango, can you please tell us categorically, we hear that there are other children and other people in that same apartment block who have tested positive for H1N1. What is the correct information?
We made a conduct surveillance of the apartment where the boy lived. Almost only we have screened all the people, and we found, and we gave prophylaxis for about 17 people in the apartment. And if they take the prophylactic treatment or prophylactic drug of Tamiflu, nothing will happen. The only thing is the concept of treatment of any communicable or infectious disease is early diagnosis, prompt treatment, late diagnosis, complications, and maybe lead to death, maybe it lead to death.
So are you saying that 17 people tested positive in that block?
Not positive, ma'am. It is only based on our experience and the guidelines, protocol. And we have the people have some signs and symptoms of fever or a cough, and they have given, because of the close contacts, they have given treatment.
Right.
Prophylactic treatment.
Right. So it's not as if we've been hearing these reports all day about 3 or 4 people in the block. That is not correct information.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, ma'am.
Dr. Ilango, in fact, before we took a break, you had mentioned that the boy was actually suffering from bouts of fever from the 1st of August, and he had been treated in different hospitals. So do you mean to say that before being brought to Mehta Hospital with symptoms of multiple organ failure, he was not even diagnosed? Is it a failure on the part of the doctors to make a clinical diagnosis of it?
Probably that may be true, but the delay on the part of, we can't blame the doctors alone, and then the delay on the part of the parents may be also, they should have taken the child in one hospital where all the facilities are available, and the cause of death is the multi-organ failure I said earlier. But the diagnosis are done, the different specialties where the Mehta Hospital specialist went to that the hospital where earlier the boy was admitted, and they found the urine output was less, and the chance of provisional diagnosis they have made as a renal failure, and that is maybe the main cause, and followed by the you know very well that if both the kidneys are failed, then the biochemical change in the body will go up, and that will be the other complications might have been occurred in the patient. I mean the boy died.
Right.
So I can't say it. I won't say that it is a.
Right.
I won't say that it is the doctors have delayed.
Right. Thank you, Dr. Ilango. This is Jennifer here. I'd like to thank you very much. I know you're a very busy man today. We appreciate your time, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Saptarshi. Thank you, Jennifer, ma'am.
And
thank you.
Right now we'll go across, right here in our studio, we have Shabir Ahmed, who's been, covering this story the whole day. Shabir, tell us, what was the mood like in the hospital? You were there from the morning.
When first we entered the hospital, outside a whole lot of media people were gathered outside to get a version from the hospital authorities. But when we progressed inside, we saw everyone was wearing masks, including the security to the housekeeping. All of them were wearing masks, and the situation was quite panicky, because we could also see people running out of the hospitals. Many were carrying small children, and they were just moving out of the hospital, and we could see just panic on their faces. They don't know what to do, what is happening around outside. There was a whole lot of media, and we were just calling the doctors for an official confirmation, as in what was the reason, why was this 4-year child was declared dead, and what is the reason, and what were the diagnosed they were treated for. So we could just see people running out of the hospital. Everyone was like they just want to get out of the hospital, because the situation was so tense there. All the doctors from the higher authorities to the local doctors, the last person was also busy running here and there in the hospital.
We do understand. In fact, we saw you the whole day. You were actually doing out there on the OB with a mask. Were these masks given out to you as well, all the media persons as well from the hospital?
Whoever enters the hospital, they are provided with the mask. The hospital authorities were actually distributing to all the other reporters, because they also said that without wearing a mask, we cannot allow you inside the hospital.
Right.
So they were distributing all the masks to the reporters who have gathered outside.
All right, definitely a very, very trying time. Shabir, we would like to thank you for actually bringing us all those updates all through the day, and thank you for joining us here in our studio as well. Thank you.